Hi, it's third episode of Bipolar Background with Dr. Eileen O'Brien. One person actually went to the channel. Yeah. So I just want to mention some posts I made in the community. One, how exercise is important for mental illness, like walking a half a mile, getting out in the sunlight. Right now, it's too cold to maybe do that. Sometimes there's a mall, sometimes there's a Y, sometimes you can do your walking inside. That's excellent. If we're not getting outside, people need vitamin K, especially bipolar and mentally disordered people. So you can buy vitamin K at many different levels. But I would recommend you ask your psychiatrist, your counselor, your doctor, whoever prescribes your medicine and your vitamins, so that you make sure it's not a wasted vitamin or it doesn't affect the med or med affect it. Okay, so the idea for this podcast came from my research for my dissertation. And my title of my dissertation was Helping College Students with Mental Disorders Graduate with their bachelor's in 4 to 6 years. The emphasis on 6 years, meaning that sometimes if you have a mental disorder, it might take you longer to finish college. Zeroing in on one illness in particular, but bipolar would be in the category as well. Schizophrenic disorder sometimes needs hospitalization and a time off from, matriculating. So what we want to happen on college level is for it to be easier to get in and out, take a leave, come back without totally having to, reapply to a college. So that's what we're hoping for the future. So I just wanted to read like a little bit of my dissertation and maybe add some comments. It's not going to be a long video at all. But college and university students with bipolar need to work closely with healthcare providers, student affairs, faculty members, and family to create sufficient stability as a safety net for helping individuals with disorder to complete their college education. This comes from a Lejeune reference, 2011. Lejeune. Next is stigma, which is always the sad part about mental illness for me to read. The definition of stigma used here is characteristic where one's social identity discredits and devalues something or someone. This is from Milkowitz, 2011. The symptoms of mental health are not always seen by the general population, making it easily discreditable. Both self-stigma and public stigma affect students with mental illness from seeking help. Many students want to remain anonymous, as telling people that they have a mental illness can lead to challenges in creating relationships. College students may need to take remedial courses to elevate from additional stress. Research on remedial classwork has shown that short-term good grades and persistence can result in maintenance of positive results for longer periods. That comes from Bannister, 2011 reference, and Tinto, 2006. Other strategies, which these are great for human beings in general. Journaling. I've journaled since I was 11, and I've taught since 1985. So that is so helpful. Every year on New Year's Eve, I read the whole journal for that year. And I can find my own mistakes. I can see things that I hadn't admitted to myself were missteps in the past year. Mentoring. Mentors and peers can partner with students and help to guide them with management of their mental illness and stay successful in college. That's kind of what I'm hoping for in this channel, that we can have peer discussions. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not even a psychologist. I'm someone who did their doctorate of education in research for bipolar illness. The success of programs can be due to students being more willing to accept guidance from a mentor or a peer. This is true even teaching middle schoolers. When I could let them be my assistant teacher or the teacher for one class period, they listened better to each other than they did to me. And I didn't let that make me feel bad. It's tapped energy. It's tapped excitement. It's tapped knowledge. Counseling centers can provide different types of treatments. Screenings could be constructed, and this I think is very important on the college level, around final exams, orientation, or counseling center appointment. That's from Garnsey, 2015. I wish I could make that happen in colleges all over the country. I also wish I could make it happen when you get your driver's license, when you get your voter registration. At these times, if there was a mental health screening, we could find so many people whose mental illness doesn't onset until 18 to 20, which is the college years. And the effects of counseling is reflected in re-enrollment for the second semester of their first year. That's from Lee, 2009. Making an ideal approach for students in college. Specific intervention programs can be implemented by counseling centers. That comes from Barefoot, 2004. Research interventions that work for college and university students with mental illness needs to happen between the first and second year of college. Why? Because people with mental health issues drop out after the first year. If they don't drop out sooner, they drop out after the first year. We have to reach them. We have to develop with them safety nets so that they can start their second year of college and realize in 4 to 6 years, with a safety net, a wonderful college, possible counseling center, possible doctor, home counselor, it's possible to get your college degree. Okay. Most prestigious colleges and universities with elite reputations have selective admission practices and utilize supportive alums. That is something that is so cool for me, because I was in a sorority, and I have sorority sisters that are like already around the United States. Even if we don't know each other, if we ever travel, we can look up the sorority members at a college or their alumni. Instant friends, instant people to talk to. They additionally have winning athletic programs. These conditions have a positive result in student maturity and career focus. Barefoot, 2004. What don't we all know about sports and athletics and coaches as mentors? Okay? I was a scholar athlete. Don't tell anybody. I did well in school, and I played varsity sports in high school and elementary school. So healthy to help an individual grow into themselves, evolve into themselves. And Barefoot encourages the continuation of further research into interventions to add persistence. And that's from a 2004 Barefoot So that is my third video. If 10 people go to my site by 7 o'clock tonight, I can live stream. Yay! So, enjoy the Super Bowl. Can't say who I'm for. But my father was always for the NFC. Because the team we loved was from the NFC. So, stay warm and see you next time. Bye.